Put it in it. How are you? Welcome to another episode of the People's Mic Podcast. Jimmy Peoples. You're a recurring guest. You're a guest in the room.
I'd like to call myself a series regular.
That's what it is. That's exactly. Have a seat, sir. You jumping in. You're like, oh, this looks kind of cool. He was skeptical at first. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. He's like, oh, we go live. You mean a little shy? Introduce yourself.
You mean my name is Nathaniel Bennett?
Nathaniel Bennett.
This is Facebook Live right
This is Facebook Live. We go live.
And I'm actually on Instagram Live.
And he's on Instagram Live. We might try YouTube next week.
Can I use that as a credit on things?
You can absolutely.
Right.
As I've seen, you come back, you'll be a recurring guest. 4 times makes you a recurring guest, right? 4 times. You got to come back 4 times, hang out. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll introduce you. Do they know you?
Do they know
Beard
me?
looks amazing.
It's got a little red in it.
Looks good. It's coming along.
Beard of an alcoholic.
Tell me. Tell a little bit about yourself. How'd you make it to this little shindig of ours?
Well, my name is Nate Bennett. I live in Westwood, New Jersey, and I know a couple of people that come out here. So this is just my second time at this mic.
Nice. How'd you get into comedy?
I've been doing comedy for almost 2 years now, probably about 2 years.
Nice.
There was a mic in Nyack that I had seen posted on
in Nyack.
Olives.
What's Nyack? Oh, upstate.
Oh, yeah, I had family that used to live in Nyack.
Yeah, right by
okay.
the
I was like, I know I've been there. Okay, yeah.
It's a nice town.
Yeah, it's a little town.
Yeah, it's a weird place.
It's the farther you go. Have you ever traveled up that side?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it gets wealthy. I'm like, you live out here? People out, you motherfuckers.
I'll be getting insulted. I'm like,
and it's like you can see the Bronx, and I was like, they don't know you guys are here. I used to drive a cab, like a luxury cab, and I used to drive up in like an Alpine. Is that Alpine area?
It's a little far from Alpine. Alpine is like a rich New Jersey place.
Yeah.
That place is crazy.
That's the richest place in the world, Alpine, New Jersey. And actually,
Rock lives there.
I dropped off one of Chris Rock's maids.
Seriously?
In front of his house, and I was listening to Zig Ziglar,
That's
and
wild.
it was like, and I don't want to say I saw a shadow walk.
Saw something.
I saw somebody walk. I was like, Chris. In my head, it was like Chris was in the house.
I
It was
saw
a
Chris Rock
sign.
at KFC.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
He's in the KFC a lot.
He's been there. He's been to the KFC in Westwood, New Jersey twice.
Yeah.
The KFC is closed down, but like there was this autistic guy that I worked with that took Chris Rock's order, and like celebrities are like timid. They like trying to hide. Like he's got this fucking hat on. And he's like obviously trying not to look like he's Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And this guy he was like, I know who you are. And he was like, no, you don't. And every customer that came in, he was like, you're not going to believe it was just here.
That's funny.
And he never came back. So
You blew up his spot. They want to feel regular, you know.
It's scary.
I don't want to be that level of.
They scared like deer, I think.
Yeah, I'm never coming back.
Like you work your whole life to get recognized, and then people are like, "I know you." You're like,
No, you don't. You don't know me.
I call it the Jimmy Peoples.
Yeah, really. I don't. Yeah, people start acting weird. I'll never come back.
Yeah, you just don't like people knowing too much about you. That's
the Pisces in me.
Yeah, that's the Pisces.
Yeah, that's Pisces.
That's fair.
That's what I blame it on.
My mom's a Pisces, and she'll be like, I'll be literally like I have jokes where I'm literally like, I'm so grateful my mom is do this, and then she'll be like, take that out.
I know what you're talking about. That.
I'm like, why? It'll be like good stuff. Like, I'm so grateful she, got me through my education, got me to college. She's like, no, I don't want to hear that. And I'm like, why?
I need to control. I control what I want you to know.
Yeah,
it's not even anything. It's like, I don't.
Well, that was a going my girlfriend know before like I do bits about her. I'm like, this one might be bad, babe.
This is gonna be bad.
You let her, man. You let her know. I didn't tell my ex-girlfriend.
She's chill as fuck about it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't tell her it was gonna be a bad joke. I just like wrote a joke, and in my head I thought she was gonna be like excited that I wrote a joke about her, but when she heard the joke, it was she was not feeling it at all. So I should have ran it by her. You did the right thing. I should have ran it by my ex.
You gotta let her co-sign it.
Whatever.
Let it fly.
Well,
see what happens.
the way I look at it now is that's my test. All right, if I write a joke about you, all right, and if you don't like it, we weren't meant to be together. Anyway.
I mean, I asked her, but I was
break them.
So I'm gonna break them from now on.
I was gonna do the joke regardless of what you said.
Of course you do. Of course, because you're an asshole.
Yeah.
I've tried jokes and then just let's see how this goes. And I was like, nah, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, no, I've walked away like I was in the wrong on that
Yeah,
one. You know?
yeah. And when the whole room was like, why are you saying that about her? And I was like, but she's amazing.
You got to push it.
Yeah.
Try.
She loves it. She supports my dream, guys.
She's here. She's laughing. She was laughing. But
Sorry, this is
what you got? We got way too much technology.
This black people. This is what we do. All right.
Like I'm older. How old are you?
I'm 23.
23. How do you feel about technology and
people like shit on phones and millennials all the time. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think we do anything with the technology that we have that older people wouldn't have done if they were our age when they got it. You know, but it is like it affects you.
It's like the caveman getting like
look like at one point the new iPhone was fire. All right,
yeah,
so it was like
that's what I meant.
You know
that's
what I mean? So it was like everybody was like, oh, I need to get that fire too. With that fire, 8X. So.
I think it's all fire though. The thing is, like the first iPhone is still freaking awesome, and like now it's just like it's getting old. Like this amazing technology comes out every year.
Yeah.
Just like
it gets old so fast now.
Yeah, I had like a small panic attack because I had my Android was the 7 Edge, so I got it the year Lil Wayne was making those commercials where he's pouring champagne on it. And I worked at a bar. So I would literally bust my phone out like, oh, you want to see it?
Show it off.
But I had like 6 solid months of that, and I could tell the time was
Did it
way
get worse.
Well, no, my phone was fine, but like people were just less enthused by it. Like,
we see it. You see, look what we got.
Exactly.
Like, look, it's the same thing. It's a little thinner, or a little bigger, and but it's still the same thing.
What do you got?
Yeah, I actually have the same thing. I still
Edge?
have the Android H. No, S7 Edge. I mean, I called it an H because I'm an idiot.
Now I got a new phone, but she didn't tell me that a newer phone was about to come out.
It always is.
Yeah, it was like the next day. Like as soon as I bought it, she was like, They send you a text saying, "Oh, look, the new whatever is like you."
That's how they get you.
You just sold me the phone. Why did you tell me while I was there?
That's how they get you.
You couldn't tell me. Just wait a week.
Have you watched Steve Jobs' TED Talks like later in his life? Like
No.
By the end of his like tenure with Apple, he wasn't like explicitly saying don't buy these phones. Yeah. But he would like have sound bites of being like, yeah, phones don't break. Like it's like we make it that way. Like, it's like we literally make
so you can buy a new one.
Yeah, he would say that. He's like, you're gonna notice your interface is blah 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 blah, and then get a new one. That's all I can really tell you. Like he literally
money going.
Yeah, it's just keep it going. Yeah, man.
You know what I use it in a bit that you've never changed a battery in a calculator. And why can't they put that technology in a phone? You ever change a battery? Like they have that little solar strip.
Yeah.
And never.
I don't even believe.
I feel like that has to be way more draining than whatever you're doing on a calculator. Like that has.
But they could find a way to get rid of a battery.
Potentially.
They can. If they could figure out how to put all of our information in this box.
Self-sustaining energy is more than likely a realistic thing right now, but there's no money in that. You know what I mean? Like just like how they say there's no money. If you look at pharmaceuticals, there's more money in medicine, but there's no money in a cure. You know what I mean? Like if you can keep people buying your products, why would you give them something that would nullify all that? You know what I mean? It's true. It's sad. Like at the human condition, you want to be like, dang, that's fucked up.
I almost tried to read up and try to make my own phone.
Yeah.
You think they have a bunch of cures that they could have already?
There's a room of cures.
I'm not a conspiracy guy.
Elysium, I believe there's an Elysium. Somewhere in the universe, there's got to be an Elysium.
But I mean, like the people working on like wanting to get a cure, they want the cure to exist. They're being affected by the diseases.
Right. But I mean, in the same way you want to eventually make money doing comedy, I'm sure they want to make money doing their
Don't
work.
assume I want to make money doing comedy.
Yeah.
I want to open mics for the
He's
next
here at 3
day.
o'clock in the afternoon. He doesn't give a shit about money.
All right.
It seems like the kind of bar that you need to. I feel bad.
As you look up in the distance,
they need the help. Man.
I just used the bathroom, and I felt bad because like I walked in here and I was like, the bathroom here is going to be gross. but then it wasn't.
It's a weird bathroom. It's not the growth. Like once in a while, you can walk in and you just see somebody holding a dick, and you be like, "Oh, you should have locked that," but the door doesn't lock. And I was like, "Dude,
it's a bathroom with personality."
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's And shout out to Otto's. I love this place. Thanks for they have a venue for us. How are you, sir?
Hey,
just welcome in. This is the podcast before the mic. Just shout out your name and have a seat.
Okay, my name is Josh.
Josh
is here.
Josh, you look like a murderer, killer, assassin.
That is so welcome.
Is that welcome? I say the first thing that comes to mind.
First thing you want to hear.
The first thing that's
He's like, I would kill all of you. That is awesome. What's going on? What's going on in your life?
In my life,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been reading.
Yeah, I read books.
I be reading now, Jimmy. I'm very into it. I don't know. Have you ever had this I have this weird thought process that once you start reading books, you become this really cocky, entitled individual who's just I read now. You know, you just because
I like to read. I went through a period where say your name and have a seat.
Say my name.
Yeah, say your name. Adam. Because we're going live. We're tape. But
this is on Facebook Live.
It's on Facebook Live and Instagram Live.
Instagram Live is having technical difficulties.
Oh, get your shit together.
Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. You just
I used to go to the faces but I didn't really get back to reading heavy until after my accident, and then because that's all I had to do. I was on my back, and I just read.
What happened?
And I was in a car accident years ago, and I like how I'm getting better at this.
Yeah,
I was in a car accident, and
not quite as
because they know. Yeah, that was a thing. And
the year was 19.
I don't want to get sidetracked by and that's how I just started reading.
Yeah,
and you get in now. I just read.
Yeah,
but my thing, I can't stop. Once I start a book, I can't stop.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. Even if it's a shitty book, that's what pisses me off. Because then I get angry at the author, and then which goes back to me. And when I get angry at the author now, I'll tweet him, and I'm like, "This is a terrible fucking book."
You have that back in Hemingway.
You couldn't just tell somebody this shit.
I bought and finished it.
Yeah, I bought it and I finished it, and I'm pissed that you made me finish this.
Hemingway killed
Yeah, people.
That's bad feedback.
Somebody wrote a letter. I'm gonna write a letter to F. Scott.
Excuse me, F. Scott. I didn't like that ending.
Yeah, like
I would have tweeted Hemingway about how bad The Sun Also Rises.
You should do it more often. Sometimes they'll respond.
I think he has a sponsored Twitter account right now. It's might as well
I love that celebrities are so accessible in this.
Hey.
I like it because
I don't have Twitter.
Really?
No.
Why not?
I would spend too much time on it.
I'm not saying I'm not always on it. I have it, but I don't feel the reason to always be on it.
I would always be on it.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, the more social media I have on my phone, the more I will use all of them.
Yeah.
So I have Snapchat and I have Facebook, and that is all I've got.
I have Snapchat. I don't like Snapchat. I Facebook. I use Instagram.
I got the Holy Trinity, and then I moonlight with Snapchat from time to time.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one you don't have to use all the time.
Yeah, you don't really. Snapchat at this point has digressed into Tinder without the pretenses, basically. Pretty much, we're already friends. I don't have to wait for you to reply to me. I'm just gonna send you this picture, and if you like it, cool. And if you don't, it's gonna disappear in a day. So that's
what I did.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
My cousin has Snapchat. I don't have it. She showed me what it is and took a picture of us and added dog ears to me. And I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
The filter. Yeah.
I feel like they shouldn't introduce it with the dog ears. God, like when you introduce it, then because everybody's like, "What the fuck? Why is this a purpose?" And they were like, "Cause it's a thing. It's
nice. Look, open your mouth."
I was like, "I don't need this shit. Show me why I should use it."
I know you always use the filters that would just give me sunglasses because those are
I like the sunglasses. I took one, but somebody made it famous, Ray, so I don't even want to put the picture out. I was like, a YouTuber, another guy, cool guy.
Do you hate when that happens?
I was like,
he's like, this was just for personal use.
Yeah, I want to be a biter. Remember, bite. Don't be a biter.
No,
everybody is. But what I did was, and here's how I get back to where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
I tweeted because I read Ready Player One.
I just finished that book.
But I read. So when you read a book, the best part, my favorite part of books is, what is it called? The last page where they list the other books. So you lead through that vortex of other books. So I read Armada and I didn't like it. And then I tweeted the author, and I was like, "Look, the first book, you killed it. The second book, you made me read a bad book in public, and I'm really mad at you."
I didn't even get past the second chapter of Armada. And I stopped reading.
Like, it might make a dope movie, but
is it a sequel or is it a totally independent?
It's an independent
idea. But like,
yeah.
it's almost like the similar themes are being pulled because Ready Player One is so popular, and the movie's coming out. So you're reading it, going like, "This is." It's like having a Pepsi and then drinking an RC Cola. It's that feeling.
Yeah,
you know?
And it was
It's
good.
the same thing.
And I can see the visuals because now I'm reading it like Spielberg directed it.
Yeah,
and that's what affected it. And I'm like, this isn't.
Yeah,
like the last chapter was disappointing. I thought.
When I find a book or an author that I really like, I'll go and I'll listen to that person's interviews.
Oh, shit.
And then whatever they say about what they read, like they're like, who inspired you, who influenced you. You can just go and you can like kind of make this chain and like follow through with their taste.
I like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I've been listening to David Foster Wallace's interviews.
Sounds smart.
And then that's what he was saying about how now I sound like a pretentious.
You see, right?
Anybody read David Foster Wallace?
He did too. Yeah. It's probably because he tweeted him.
Oh shit! Yeah, I
probably hurt his feelings.
Man, if I tweet somebody and they kill
Listen,
themselves,
if Ernest Klein does not Ready Player One, all right, said there's gonna be a sequel. I'm coming for you, Jimmy. Oh my god, this book was solid.
I'm sorry, Jim.
I'm sorry. I felt way too in love with this book over the last few days.
It was a good. That was one of my favorite reads in a long time.
Yeah, if you haven't read it, I don't. Have you read it?
I haven't read it yet.
No. It's great.
Yeah.
Like I won't spoil anything for you. Just like basically,
I love video games and shit. So
all you need to have is a love for video games and even like a basic pop culture knowledge. And this book, just like I would be sitting on the bus, like, and I live in Brooklyn. I should not be like grinning ear to ear, but I'd be like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like talking to the book, like, come on, get it. Like, all because there's like so much action,
it was
or like the
super
the Pac-Man chapter.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was like, this is like I woke up to read this book. Like, you don't read too many books that are that dope.
Yeah, it's a good read. It definitely, and like I didn't.
Exciting.
Yeah, and I was talking about Fire and Fury before the start of the podcast because that was the book I was reading before this one, and that one was getting me up. Like, 6:30 in the morning, I'll be up. All right, Fire and Fury time. You know what I mean? Like, just straight up, because it's such a. If you told me you hadn't read it, right?
I haven't read it.
Right, and we were talking a little bit about it.
I've seen about it, but I didn't have read it.
I've seen about it.
You guys,
Saw the news.
Anybody in here read the book
Not
yet?
yet.
Fire and Fury inside Trump's White House?
No.
Yeah, okay, so it's fucking great. It's great. It's like basically, I was a big fan of Scandal, so it's like listening to Scandal, and that's the best way to describe it. Because like, it kind of focuses on three different groups. You got Steve Bannon's group, Jared and Ivanka's group, and then the president and the people that kind of hang out with him. And each one has a distinct personality. So the guy Michael Wolff is writing it, and the reason why I think it's so like poignant is the word. You like that?
Yeah, good work. Points.
His point. Rings. Read the book, you'll get it.
Has Michael Wolff killed himself yet?
We should tweet him.
I've been talking about
Why would you? How dare you?
He writes it from the perspective of a dude, and it's like in the very first chapter he goes, I did not write this with the intention of like, trying to appeal to anybody. Like I was just being invited to hang out with Donald Trump for over 18 months, and no one said anything to me. I was just like standing around hanging out. Like they didn't have any problems with me. So, and the way he got in, you guys didn't hear this, but the way he got in one of his interviews that I watched was he was like, I wrote a piece about Trump like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was a positive piece, about how great a businessman is, some bullshit like that. And Trump was like, he liked him. So he was just like,
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
You like him. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, and another big theme in that book is if you say something nice to President Trump, he's going to do something nice for you, point blank, period. So Trump was basically just like, come hang out with me during the campaign. And during the campaign, like the whole idea, the start of the book is you can see like during the campaign, everybody, even in that campaign, was like, this is a joke. You know what I mean? We're just gonna play this out. But they didn't realize how much people wanted to see this man win. So then when he finally won, you start seeing people being like, oh my God, this is getting more serious. Like the way he's explaining it. And then when they're in it, they're so overwhelmed by what's going on. And this guy's literally sitting here the whole time just watching. And so there's no bias, there's no emotion, there's no try to build somebody up from a philosophical standpoint. And he's like, if you sat in this with these people for 18 months and just let them conduct their business, this is what it looked like. And that's why it's the only book Trump and all these people have been like, no, you can't do it. You can't. Like, no, listen, how does Hillary feel? She just wrote a book a month earlier.
Absolutely.
What happened
Did you read that?
about her campaign.
Did you read
I read 2 chapters of it and was like, I get it, you're boring. And then I feel like,
I read the whole thing.
You did?
And she was just, she bugged me.
yeah, right?
She had interesting things to say, and like it was an interesting thing to learn about from her perspective for sure. But at the same time, it felt like it was her blaming everyone else.
Right, and so like,
good.
Go, no.
I'm so glad she's not president. I don't care. I'm so fucking glad. I'd
have you looked?
I'd much rather have her, but I still was like, your book is bad. Like,
she's like the mom that spells curse words over your head.
Yeah,
you know,
like this last campaign was when Obama left. It was like if you broke him in half, we were voting for one half of a president. Like Hillary had all the logistics, and Trump had all the personality, and it was like, what you know what I mean? Like it was a toss up either way. You know what I mean? Like Chappelle said it in his thing about how he didn't feel good about voting for Hillary. I don't know how many people really felt good about it, but I know we all were like, for the sake of our lives and for the sake of survival, at the end of the day, this person is not going to fuck up the job. All right. Like, so, but yeah, when I read her book, I had that feeling of like, okay, what happened? You know what I mean? Read it. And she was so like, well, you know, and I remember it was a cold night. And I was just, you know, most people think that I'm going to be, but I'm like, oh my God, Hillary, just like, what did you do?
Did you read the book or got the audio book?
No, I had the hard copy. Because somebody at this bar I went to had it, and I read 2 chapters, and I just gave it back to her.
Some of the stuff, I forget who it was, but the dude that kept on talking about, like, the guy that was supposed to, like, investigate her a few months before November just came out and said, he's not supposed to have any kind of bias, but he came out and said, like, yeah, we found nothing on Hillary, but I still am and then he was like, I still would feel uncomfortable with her, but like he wasn't supposed to say that. That's not something that you're supposed to do. And like right after that,
and it was like, it was so, because it was such close proximity to the election that
that's
he did
what it
that.
was. Yeah,
and the Trump team, which they talk about in his book, they literally they when they saw that, they were just like, the whole idea was to make it a show. So they were like, oh, Comey doesn't feel comfortable. If the FBI doesn't feel comfortable, why should you feel comfortable? And then like it was like, And so you had enough neutral voters to like get with at least that logic. You know what I mean? And so with such a, you know, disproportionate and there was no zeal for this election. So many people were right in the middle. They didn't know which way to go. If you could stoke a fire in either direction, you're going to get their vote. You know what I mean? So you had enough people just be like, you know what, I don't trust her either. Get this guy in there. And here we are. You know what I'm saying? Here we are.
We are. Man. Steve came in. A couple of you guys that just came in. Introduce yourselves.
Yogi Polywall.
Yogi Paul, great name. Where are you from?
Seattle.
Seattle. Just visiting?
Yeah, I live here now, bro.
You live here now? Cool. Great beard.
Yo, you're gonna
Steve Gerard, California.
California. Great jacket. What else?
I love that you leaned in, Steve. That was great. Steve Gerard, California.
We can hear you. Just shit your
It's
phone.
like the Price is Right, and you're like, I'm Steve. Yeah. Sorry, I just had a minute. It's fun for me.
You going to see the Black Panther?
probably not.
No.
The best part of the set's going to be the fucking music.
Yes.
And I'm just going to buy the music. Fuck the movie.
Fuck the movie.
I don't even know why you're going to ask me the question. Like, you know it's going to be a yes. You know it's going to be a yes.
It's getting a lot of shit's going on. You know the hype they're building the hype now.
Yeah.
That Rotten Tomatoes shut down the site of white nationalists that were
funny.
They're like coming against the
coming against the Black Panther. Yeah,
all that stuff's bound to happen.
Publicity, right?
Yeah, it's free publicity. That's all it is. That's all the fucking.
What did the white nationalists do?
I don't know exactly. They were building a site to
probably trying to manipulate the tomatoes rate.
Yeah, so they were trying to put enough negative reviews
negative
so that
reviews
it wouldn't
on
get
the
any, and they will be like the first Marvel movie to kind of like tank or whatever, you know what I mean? Right. But like honestly, I would buy a ticket to this movie, and if I went to the theater and Soul Plane was on, I'd still feel justified buying a ticket to this movie because it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. It's sad, but
I hate that when I go to movies, no matter what I go see, I buy a ticket for the black movie.
Everything's a movement.
My whole life is like, no matter what movie, like I'm going to see Die Hard. I was like, what black movie is
Tyler
that?
Perry is a billionaire because of that.
Yeah.
Logic right
I was
there.
like, hey, you know.
And this man,
I don't want to see the movie, but even if it was, I don't know what the fuck.
Do you think I really wanted to see Boo Madea Halloween?
No, but I bought it.
I saw both of them. I was in theaters for both of them.
No matter who I'm with, I don't. Yeah, and they'd be like, "Why are we buying a ticket?" I was like, "I'm supporting. All right, we're supporting the cause. All right, exactly. It doesn't matter." And they were like, "Don't we have to go see the movie?" It's like, "No,
this is bigger than us." The only time that's been inversed is when Get Out came out, and then white people were buying tickets just to prove they weren't racist. I was just like, "Hey, you're supporting the cause. This is great." You know what I mean?
Shit, I don't know. What time is it before everybody gets mad at me?
2:52.
We're good. What platform? What are you on? Social media?
I'm on Facebook, but that's like my personal Facebook. Don't go on that.
Don't go in.
No. Don't try and like reach me in any way.
Man, you're gonna make it.
don't contact me. I don't want to. You one of those guys?
Remember my name.
Be in my craft.
I want to be funnier before I go and like make a website.
Fuck that.
That's true.
Shut the fuck up.
What?
Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
on the podcast. Come on the podcast. And don't talk.
Adam, you got social media, right? You're older.
Yeah.
Are you for it or against it?
I'm for it.
You're for it?
Yeah.
Like I feel like all these young guys are like, no, I don't want to even have anything to do with it.
I just want to get funnier. Like I want to do the likes and do the comedy, and then
I like the argument. I'm not going to Twitter because then I'd spend too much time. Like, I'm not disciplined enough to allow myself to.
That's a mature outlook, though. You know,
I waste so much time on social media.
Jerk off or something.
I send emojis and gifs on Twitter. I was just like, I don't have time. Just this is how I'm feeling. It's always Terry Crews dancing or some shit. It's like, yeah, I wake up like this, and he's fucking. That's my favorite one. It should be.
Do you picture yourself as Terry Crews?
No, he's just my spirit animal.
Like that Old Spice Terry Crews.
Yeah, Terry Crews dancing makes my day. For some
He was
reason,
trying to get on that Overwatch video game.
was he?
Yeah, he wanted to be a voice actor on the video game, and Blizzard was like considering it, and like people got on the hype train. They were like, "Let's fucking get this guy to be the voice of the character."
That would be dope.
It would have been cool, but they went with the guy that actually had like the accent they were looking for, because he didn't have.
I think the last video
Logistics. You got to do it.
That'll be on Player One.
I got it. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, that's going to be in the movie.
Shut the fuck up.
No, yeah, that video game is going to be in the movie.
I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, they take the movie is like it's taken like modern, and then they're mixing it with what's in the book, and so it's gonna basically it's like Steven Spielberg's wet dream. That's what the movie is gonna be. So there's gonna be a lot of differences, and because I've already seen the differences, and like basically anything Spielberg did, because he's like the icon of culture right now. It's gonna be in that movie, and it's still gonna be awesome. I'm gonna go see it. It's gonna be great. I'm a nerd. Leave me alone.
Cool. Where you at? So you got shows coming up?
I've got a couple shows. On the 10th, I'll be at a bar called The Suite in the Upper West Side, doing comedy at 7.
They all want to know who books that.
That is none of your business.
Gmail.com. Email them by Wednesday. You get a spot.
The 13th, I'm producing a show in Blauvelt at the Blauvelt Coach. The 17th, I'll be in New Rochelle at CJ Collins. And then the 20th, I'll be at a taco place in Nyack.
Just the place. Just getting tacos.
People aren't going out to see me specifically. I'll bring some people from my
and you said no website, Facebook? Where can they find you? Nowhere?
You can go to my personal Facebook. Nate Bennett. I'm the guy smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer, wearing a bra and a leather jacket. That's me.
Bra and a jacket.
Yep. That's
Classic, man.
Yeah, man.
Amazing, man.
Show's coming up.
Monday will be a Run from the Police, which is my show in Williamsburg. So that will be happening at 8:30 at Much More's. You guys can come if you want. There's a mic that happens before that, and if you want to stick around, hang out. You can just get right in the show. And it's free, so I made it sound like it was cooler than it was. But like I did that though, I was like, yeah, you can get right in. You know what I'm saying?
Let me go back and say all of those things I just said are free. So.
Yeah. It's for the listeners at home.
The listener in
Jimmy, stop diminishing your products, all right? I'm trying to build you up. All right?
Look, it's one quality listener, all right? If it was just Obama, I'd take it.
Hey, that's fair.
One
That's fair.
powerful motherfucker in New Zealand listens
What if
to
he
this
does?
podcast.
I wouldn't be surprised if Obama listened to this podcast. I think
He's like, well,
it's like there's many things to do.
where can they find you online?
The Holy Trinity, as I've called it, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all Murphy Jr. jokes. That's my name, Dwayne Murphy Jr. I have that's it. That's all I really want to talk about. I mean, I got a website.
Domain.
Own the domain.
Nice.
Website's pending. You know what I
Nice.
mean? So I got my shit. It's not together, but I got it. So yeah, that's it, man. Just go, do like you do with him. Friend me on Facebook, and maybe I'll be eating tacos somewhere.
Nice. Eat a taco together. Thank you guys. Give it up for them. One time. Thank you guys for listening. That light makes it look real professional for some reason. You can find this on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Blog Talk Radio, YouTube, and Anchor now. Anchor is a new thing that if you thought about doing a podcast, is dope. It's free. And
This is me picturing you expanding. Growing worldwide, baby, worldwide.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Get this mic started in 2 minutes.